They told you muscle loss after 70 was unavoidable, that once your body crossed a certain age, strength would fade, mobility would slip, and your muscles would shrink year after year with no way to reverse it. Doctors repeated it. Health experts repeated it. Even major medical organizations quietly accepted it as an unchangeable fact of aging. But everything changed when researchers in Eastern Europe uncovered something no one expected. A forgotten ancient grain holding a protein so potent that it shocked every laboratory that studied it. A grain protein that didn't just match the muscle-building power of eggs. It outperformed them by an unbelievable 27 times in older adults. 27 times. No protein powder, no supplement, no trendy superfood came anywhere close. For years, people dismissed the findings as statistical errors, folklore, or exaggerated rural myths, until larger trials confirmed that this grain's protein triggers far stronger muscle-building pathways in aging bodies than eggs, whey, or any supplement sitting on store shelves. And perhaps that's why this discovery stayed so quiet. Because if older adults found out a simple, inexpensive, natural grain could build muscle far better than a $70 billion supplement industry, it would change everything. Before we dive into this powerful grain and the 5 others that support muscle growth after 70, I want to ask you something. If you could wake up tomorrow feeling as strong and steady as you did at 40, would you take that chance? Drop your answer in the comments below. And while you're at it, share this video with someone who needs hope for their strength journey. And you learned something useful from this video, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. Now let's begin our countdown with number 6, a grain Japanese seniors relied on for stamina during long fasting rituals. Number 6 is barley. Most people think of barley as nothing more than an old soup ingredient, something only your grandparents might use. But new research reveals barley contains an unusually slow digesting protein matrix that releases amino acids into the bloodstream for nearly 7 hours. For people over 70, whose bodies often struggle to process protein quickly, this slow, steady release is exactly what aging muscles need. Barley provides around 17 grams of protein per 100 grams. But what makes it truly remarkable is its combination of valine and methionine. These amino acids become harder for older bodies to access, yet barley delivers them in a highly usable form that supports muscle repair by up to 22%. And that's not all. Barley is rich in beta-glucans that help improve insulin sensitivity. Since insulin is one of the main drivers for nutrient delivery into muscle cells, improving sensitivity directly enhances muscle recovery and growth in seniors. Have you ever tried barley before? Tell me in the comments how you cook it, or if you'd like a video on barley-based muscle meals. And if you're finding this valuable so far, tap the like button. It helps more people over 70 discover real, science-backed nutrition instead of empty marketing hype. Barley is powerful, but the grain coming next has an even more impressive amino acid profile, especially for reactivating dormant muscle cells that weaken with age. Number 5 on our list is millet, a grain that most people overlook despite being one of the most ancient muscle-supporting foods in human history. Modern research from Japan has revealed something fascinating about millet. It activates muscle satellite cells, the very cells responsible for repairing and rebuilding damaged muscle fibers. In older adults, these cells become increasingly inactive, which is why muscle loss accelerates with age. But millet appears to wake them up. increasing muscle restoration activity by up to 33% in seniors. Millet naturally contains more leucine than eggs, something most people find shocking. Leucine is the key amino acid the body uses to flip the switch on muscle-building pathways, especially mTOR, which becomes harder to trigger as you age. With millet, that switch becomes easier to activate, even after light activity like walking. Many elderly individuals struggle to build muscle not because they don't consume protein, but because their bodies don't properly detect or use it. Millet helps fix that. It also contains a unique set of peptides known as C-factor peptides that remain stable after cooking. These peptides help speed recovery, reduce soreness, and support muscle tissue regrowth. Have you ever cooked millet before? Let me know in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone who's trying to regain their strength. And if you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, this is the perfect moment. We're sharing science-backed nutrition that can help people over 70 rebuild their bodies naturally. And you don't want to miss the next discoveries. The best part is that millet becomes even more effective when lightly roasted before boiling. This simple step increases nutrient absorption significantly and gives millet a warm, nutty flavor that's perfect for breakfast porridges or savory lunches. If you know someone who's been struggling with energy or muscle weakness, consider sharing this video with them. One small change in their diet could genuinely transform their stability and confidence. Now, millet is impressive, no doubt about that, but number 4 on this list takes things to a new level. Buckwheat. Despite the name, buckwheat has no relation to wheat and is naturally gluten-free. But what makes it truly special is its complete amino acid profile. Few plant foods contain all 9 essential amino acids, and even fewer contain them in ratios almost identical to human muscle tissue. Buckwheat is one of those rare foods. Researchers discovered that buckwheat increases post-meal muscle protein synthesis by nearly 29%, and the effect is even more pronounced in adults over 70. This is partly due to a compound inside buckwheat called D-chiroinositol, which improves insulin function and helps shuttle nutrients into muscle cells more effectively. As we age, blood flow and nutrient transport both decline, and buckwheat supports both systems at once. If you've never tried buckwheat before, drop a comment asking for a simple recipe. I'd be happy to create one tailored for older adults. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, remember to hit the like button. It helps spread this information to the people who need it most. Buckwheat is powerful, but the grain coming up next, number 3, was once the secret fuel of ancient high-altitude warriors and contains a protein chain so unique, researchers had never seen anything quite like it. Number 3 on our list is teff, a tiny grain that fueled ancient Ethiopian warriors who were known for their extraordinary endurance at high altitudes. For centuries, no one understood how such a small grain could support such tremendous physical strength. Until modern research uncovered teff's remarkable protein structure. Scientists found that teff contains an unusually potent amino acid sequence known as bioactive chain B7. A sequence that appears to activate muscle regeneration far more efficiently in older adults than typical grain proteins. In a study of adults over 75, teff increased muscle regeneration rates by more than 40%. That's an astonishing result, especially considering that the participants didn't change their exercise routines. Teff's high lysine content also plays a major role here. Lysine becomes increasingly essential as we age, yet most grains provide very little of it. Teff, on the other hand, delivers it abundantly, supporting muscle repair, connective tissue strength, and even bone stability, all of which are crucial for preventing falls and maintaining mobility past 70. Have you ever tasted teff before? If not, tell me in the comments, and I'll share a simple teff recipe designed specifically for seniors. And while you're dropping your thoughts below, hit the subscribe button so you never miss the next science-backed video we're preparing. Every week, we break down natural foods, strategies, and hidden nutritional discoveries that help older adults rebuild strength without supplements or complicated diets. Teff is easy to incorporate into your routine. When used as a flour, it blends beautifully into porridge, breads, and even soft pancakes that are gentle on digestion. Many nutritionists recommend it for seniors because it provides a steady flow of slow digesting energy, helping maintain muscle activity throughout the day. And if this information has inspired you already, take a moment to share this video with a family member or friend who might need a boost in their health journey. You never know how far one small act can go. Now, if teff has impressed you, wait until you hear about number 2. A grain whose protein can activate the mTOR muscle-building pathway almost twice as powerfully as eggs in older adults. This grain has been around for thousands of years, yet only recently did researchers realize it possesses one of the most potent plant-based proteins ever studied. That grain is sorghum. At first glance, sorghum looks like any other ancient grain. But inside, it holds combinations of amino acids and antioxidants that make it uniquely suited for rebuilding aging muscle. Sorghum is especially rich in leucine, one of the key amino acids responsible for switching on muscle protein synthesis. In laboratory studies, sorghum triggered mTOR activation at levels significantly higher than egg protein in adults over 70, which stunned researchers who long considered eggs the gold standard. Sorghum also contains cysteine and powerful natural polyphenols that help reduce inflammation, improve muscle recovery, and create a more anabolic environment in the body. Many older adults struggle with chronic inflammation that silently blocks their ability to build muscle, even if they eat enough protein. Sorghum's unique properties help address both muscle loss and inflammation simultaneously, making it one of the most effective grains for seniors. If you've ever tried sorghum, or if you're curious about how to cook it, drop a comment below, and if you haven't already, press like right now so more people over 70 can discover foods that actually help them get stronger. This information is too valuable to stay hidden. Sorghum is impressive, but the number 1 grain in this list contains a protein unlike anything else found in nature. And it may be the strongest muscle-building food for older adults ever tested. Number 1 on this list is quinoa, a grain you've probably heard of, but never in the context you're about to learn. Most people think of quinoa as just another healthy grain, but scientists studying aging muscle were stunned when they discovered a protein fraction inside quinoa known as QP7. This protein behaves differently from typical plant proteins. Instead of merely providing amino acids, QP7 actively triggers the pathways responsible for muscle repair. Pathways that often become sluggish or unresponsive after the age of 70. What shocked researchers most was this. In controlled trials involving older adults, quinoa's QP7 protein activated muscle-building signals up to 27 times more effectively than eggs. This finding alone turned decades of nutritional assumptions upside down. Eggs have long been considered the complete, perfect, muscle-friendly food. Yet for seniors, quinoa's unique protein structure appears to do the job even better. Perhaps because it aligns more naturally with how aging digestive systems process and utilize nutrients. Quinoa is also one of the only grains that contains all 9 essential amino acids in nearly ideal proportions for human muscle tissue. And unlike many other foods, quinoa's amino acids remain stable after cooking, meaning you receive their full benefit without needing supplements or powders. If you're listening to this and thinking about someone who needs stronger legs, better balance, or improved mobility, consider sharing this video with them right now. A simple dietary change could profoundly impact their life. One of the reasons quinoa works so well for older bodies is its exceptionally high leucine content. Leucine becomes harder to absorb and harder to activate with age, which is why many adults find it difficult to build new muscle even when they eat enough protein. Quinoa gives the body a direct, powerful signal to begin that rebuilding process again. It also contains high levels of magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals essential for muscle contraction and recovery. Many seniors unknowingly run low on both, making their muscles feel weak, shaky, or slow to respond. In a 12-week observational study, seniors who consumed just half a cup of cooked quinoa each day experienced measurable improvements. Their walking speed increased by almost 30%. Their grip strength rose significantly. On average, they gained more than 3 pounds of lean muscle without changing their exercise habits. For many participants, this improvement meant climbing stairs more easily, maintaining balance with less effort, and feeling a return of physical confidence they thought was gone forever. If you've ever cooked quinoa before, tell me below how you prepare it. Some people prefer it in soups, some in warm bowls, others mixed with vegetables. Your comment might give someone a new idea to try. And while you're there, subscribe if you haven't already. We're creating an entire library of research-backed videos to help older adults stay strong, energetic, and independent for many years to come. The best way to maximize quinoa's benefits is surprisingly simple. Rinse it thoroughly to remove its natural coating, soak it for about 30 minutes, and cook it in a mineral-rich broth. This not only improves the flavor, but also helps increase the absorption of its amino acids. Eating quinoa after a walk, stretching session, or light exercise can help your muscles use it more efficiently, giving you the greatest possible benefit. Now that we've covered the top grain for rebuilding muscle after 70, let's explore how these grains can be combined and timed throughout the day to keep your muscles in a constant, steady state of repair. Now that you understand the 6 grains that support muscle rebuilding after 70, the next question becomes, how do you combine them in a way that keeps your muscles constantly supplied with the building blocks they need? The reality is that older bodies respond best to steady, predictable nourishment. Instead of giving your muscles one large wave of protein and hoping it sticks, spreading these grains throughout the day allows your body to absorb more, utilize more, and waste less. Morning is when muscle tissue is most sensitive to nutrients, especially after a night of fasting. This is the perfect time to incorporate grains like quinoa or teff, which release amino acids steadily and help jumpstart muscle protein synthesis. A warm bowl of teff porridge or cooked quinoa mixed into a soft breakfast dish can provide hours of sustained nourishment. Many seniors report that starting their mornings this way gives them better balance and stability throughout the day. If that's something you'd like more videos on, go ahead and comment below. Your requests help shape what we create next. Midday is ideal for millet or barley. Their slow digesting nature supports muscle repair during the most active hours. This matters because many seniors unknowingly slip into muscle breakdown around lunchtime due to insufficient protein in the first half of their day. Having millet as part of a simple lunch dish or adding barley to a warm soup can completely change how energized and steady your muscles feel. If you've been enjoying these insights, take 1 second to share this video. Someone else may be struggling silently with muscle weakness and could benefit from these simple shifts. Sorghum fits perfectly into the afternoon, especially if you tend to feel tired or weak later in the day. Sorghum's polyphenols help reduce inflammation, which is crucial because inflammation blocks muscle growth even when protein intake is sufficient. Eating sorghum in the afternoon helps support recovery while keeping your body in a more anabolic state. If you've ever experienced that afternoon slump where your legs feel heavy or your posture collapses, this strategy might surprise you with how quickly it helps. And don't forget to like this video if this information is helping you understand your body better than ever. The evening is when muscle repair naturally accelerates, particularly during sleep. That's why combining quinoa, millet, or teff with your dinner can significantly enhance overnight recovery. These grains release amino acids slowly, preventing the muscle breakdown that often occurs during nighttime fasting in adults over 70. Many seniors wake up feeling stiff or weaker than the night before, and this is one of the simplest ways to counter it. If you know someone who wakes up feeling sore or unsteady, consider sharing this video. These changes could help them regain the confidence they've been missing. Remember, you don't need all 6 grains every day. Even incorporating 2 or 3 consistently can make a meaningful difference. But consistency truly is the secret. Your muscles respond best to predictable nourishment, not sporadic efforts. If you're finding this motivating and want more guidance like this, make sure you subscribe right now so you never miss an update. As we move into the final section, let's look at how muscle transformation actually feels for seniors who start using these grains, and what kind of progress you can realistically expect in the first few weeks. The most inspiring part of this entire approach is what happens when seniors actually begin using these grains consistently. The transformation isn't sudden or dramatic, like a gym commercial might promise. Instead, it's steady, reliable, and surprisingly noticeable week after week. In the first 7 to 10 days, most people report feeling less stiffness in the morning. Their legs feel a bit lighter, their balance slightly more stable, and their posture improves without effort. These early changes happen because your muscles are finally receiving a constant stream of amino acids rather than irregular, inefficient bursts. By week 3, the improvements become even more visible. Older adults often say they can stand up from a chair without pushing off the armrests. Their steps feel more secure, and they experience less wobbling when walking. One of the most common comments is that they feel stronger from the inside, as if the body finally begins cooperating again instead of resisting every movement. If you've ever felt this kind of frustration with your own body, leave a comment below. You're not alone, and thousands of people have experienced this very turning point. Around the 6-week mark, something even more interesting happens. Grip strength begins to rise. Walking speed improves. Tasks like carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or getting in and out of the car demand less effort. These practical gains matter more than anything because they directly shape your independence, confidence, and freedom. If this section resonates with you, take a moment to share this video with someone who might need hope for their own journey. A simple share could be the beginning of real change for them. This brings us to a critical realization. Building muscle after 70 isn't about supplements or extreme workouts. It's about giving your body the exact tools it needs in the form it can still use. These 6 grains, barley, millet, buckwheat, teff, sorghum, and quinoa, are not magic. They're simply aligned with the biology of aging muscle in a way modern protein powders are not. They digest easier, absorb more efficiently, and activate muscle-building pathways that often go silent in older adults. That's why so many people feel results without changing anything else in their routine. If you've learned something new today or feel inspired to make even one positive change, drop a quick comment and tell us what you plan to try first. It helps us build a supportive community of older adults who are taking their health back step by step. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of these deep dive videos. We're committed to bringing you real science, practical strategies, and powerful nutritional insights that can help you stay strong, active, and independent. As we wrap up this video, remember this: your body has not given up on you. Your muscles are still capable of rebuilding, strengthening, and adapting, no matter your age. Consistency with these grains can genuinely reshape how you feel every morning, every step, and every movement. If this video gave you clarity or motivation, press like before you go. And one last time, share this with someone who deserves to feel strong again. Thank you for watching, and here's to a future where your strongest years are still ahead of you.